What is it?
I got it for me, Alan.
I'll have a swig. I'll have a quick swig. Oh, it's alright. You have it back. That's lovely, thanks, mate.
Right, can you do me a favour?
Yes.
Can you pop there? 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Check. 1 2 1 2. Yeah, he's a bit late. You're going on your own, won't you? 1 2 1 2. You just pop that on for me. I'm just going to check the volume.
I don't think so. Hello, 1 2 3 4 1 2. Good afternoon. 1 2 3 4. Actually, there is a bit of a chill, isn't there? Up here.
How are you, mate? You alright?
the same as I'm doing with the other camera. Just
left and right.
yeah.
Keep it. So we're just keeping it at that sort of. So you've got the bottom of the pitch. You have a bit of safety right up there, and then as you go in to the goal, that level's fun. Right.
Okay.
Every time there's a shot and the ball goes out, just wait for a second, then as smoothly as you can, just go into the person as close as you can like that. Alright?
Yeah.
Follow them as they go back, then like just go back to the goal kick, or go back to the centre circle or wherever it is. Okay?
Okay.
Alright? Like I say, I'll pop down. If you've only got a problem, just go like that, I'll down to speak to you, alright?
Right. With the after if a team score and you go into this person celebrating afterwards, you just go straight back to the centre circle then.
Yeah, just follow them all the way back to the centre circle for the goal kick. Alright, so I'll leave it like that a sec. Record is around this side.
Yeah.
So it's on, alright?
Yeah.
Actually, should be fine. We'll change it at half time. Okay. If there's anything you have, I'll just come down and see.
Very good afternoon. Welcome to Cardiff City TV for this top of the table clash between Cardiff City Women and Cardiff Met. John Donovan here with you this afternoon, along with Mike Thomas. Both teams just coming onto the field now. Of course, Remembrance Weekend, Remembrance Sunday, so there will be pause for a moment of silence. I'll bring Mike in shortly as we're just getting his headphones to work. They worked in rehearsals, but Mike, come in, sir. Can you hear me? How are you?
Yeah, no, rehearsals.
It'll be all right on the night.
Absolutely. Wing and a prayer, I think.
Wing and a prayer. As I said, we're really looking forward to this today, Mike. A top of the table clash. I asked you the question about last weekend. A 1-1 draw away at Pontypridd, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pontypridd, a tough place to go, a very improving side.
Yeah.
But of course, the standards Cardiff are set. A point gained or 2 points lost in your mind?
We were the better side for most of the game. They had a game plan that we spoilt it in the first half by Megan scoring a good goal. and then they brought somebody on late on and put a bit more pressure on us, and they managed to get a goal which they shouldn't have got, the wrong side of 90 minutes. So, you know, people who were there were saying, you know, Ponty deserved the point and all the rest of it, and okay, there's an argument for that, but I think we lost 2 points. I think when we were on top, particularly in the first half, we squandered a few opportunities, not clear-cut chances, but opportunities to create chances. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That final ball wasn't what it should be. To give the strikers maybe more of a chance. I just think it was one of those days.
Impeccably observed minutes silence. Come to Mike in a moment for his thoughts on today's game. We led with that Pontypridd Town result last week, because today against Cardiff Met, maybe it's not a must-win, but a must-not-lose perhaps, and the tide that Cardiff City put out in order to take on their top-of-the-table rivals. Well, familiar names in there. There's a couple of changes from perhaps the last home game you might have seen on Cardiff City TV. In goal, we've got Karen Chamberlain, and then Fionn Price, Hannah Power, Siobhan Walsh, Rhian Oakley, who really is setting the league alight this year since her move to Cardiff City Women. Seren Watkins anchoring that midfield. Daniel Broadhurst, Dan Green, Phoebe Poole starting where perhaps in previous games at home she's made an impression from the bench. Holly Smith and Lily Billingham as well. So width and pace for the Bluebirds. Quickly running through the Cardiff Met side, some names that will be familiar to you. A very, very good team at this level. Amelia Fawkins is the goalkeeper, and then they line up 1 to 11. Sophie Davidson, Jess Westhoff, Tia Richardson, Steph Turner, who is the captain, Sophie Hancock, Emily Allen, Elanio Chavez, Robin Pinder, Erin Murray, and Ellie Priest. And Mike, as I say, you said one of those days last weekend. No, you know, Pontypridd are a good side. They got the point. Important that you don't give ground to Cardiff Met today.
Absolutely. This is a sort of classic six-pointer, really, because we win the game, we're 5 points ahead. We lose it, and we're level with them. So there's a lot to play for. I know there's a long way to go in the season, and this is just the first half. But it's good to lay down markers, I think, and it's good for other teams to know that we can beat them. Swansea and Met. I think from last season they know that now, but we've got to be consistently beating them.
So settle in for what should be a great Sunday afternoon of football here at Cardiff International Sports Stadium. We are underway. The Bluebirds, of course, in the all blue. The Archers in that burgundy top with the gold trimming. It should be an excellent encounter this afternoon as Price has time on the ball to advance, tries to go down the line to Oakley, can't link with Oakley on that occasion. It's going to be interesting for me, Mike, to see a team that doesn't necessarily sit behind the ball and allow Cardiff to... Met are going to come here and know they can score goals, and maybe that might be an advantage to Cardiff City.
Well, absolutely right. They're not going to be doing what Ponty did last week, and Ponty used the resources they have, and they got a point out of it, and they were well pleased with it. Probably the strongest part of Met's game is the top end. They've got some pretty quick players themselves who've, over the years, have harmed us. Robin Pinder, Erin Murray, Shannon Evans off the bench. These people have scored goals against us, so they're not going to be sitting back, that's for sure.
Nip and tuck start through the first 90 seconds. Met have the ball. Here is Pinder, tries to spread the game, but that's well cut out. And the Bluebirds try and go back to front quickly, using that pace of Oakley. She turns on the afterburners. Hardly any, well, looks like hardly any effort she's expending. She's one of the quickest, if not the quickest player in the league. Here's Price with a crossing opportunity. Cross hanging to the far post. Nice cross, but well taken by Fawkins. Broadhurst was in there, but a good start for the Bluebirds with Oakley and Price linking well down this right-hand side.
Getting the ball to Rhian is always important for us. She's a constant threat.
Well dealt with by Holly Smith again, who has been exceptional as part of that back three, that solid back three for Cardiff City. That ball just goes away from Dan Green, who, if you've been following the games this season, we've talked about making that switch to left wing back and has done it with aplomb, really. Cardiff have strength, they have depth all over the field. But as do Met, and that's why it's going to be a very interesting and difficult encounter this afternoon in late autumn sun. Beautiful day here at Leckwith.
One thing we know is it won't be cagey, because I don't think either side
know how to do that. Yeah.
Do it. You know what I mean? They'll both have a go at each other and make the best team win at the end.
Met go forward. Pinder takes it and controls it well. Hangs the ball up. There's going to have to be dealt with. Chamberlain is taking control. Comes out of the box. Well, actually, there's a little bit of commotion, but as ever, Hannah Power is the coolest player on the pitch and deals with it. But we know Pinder will provide that platform for Met. She's very good. She can run the channel. She can also hold the ball up. And the number 9 for Cardiff Met is a dangerous player to keep an eye on. That's a beautiful spread ball to Dan Green, who takes a good first touch to get it out of her feet, which means she can run at the defender. That defender being Turner. Green goes to the outside, gets a cross in, and it needed to be cut out because Broadhurst was there. It was a beautiful first ball, and that first touch from Green just allowed her to run into that space.
Yeah, and Dan and Steph both know that Dan is quicker than Steph, so you know there's no fear there. She absolutely skinned her, really, didn't she? Just needed that little bit of luck with that final ball then.
Good start from the Bluebirds. Hannah Power will take the ball here and wants to go wide. Met are taking that option away at the moment. It now does go to Price. Obviously, Cardiff Met know that the Bluebirds want to spread the game. They tend to want to make the pitch big. And particularly there, Emily Allen was trying to cut off that avenue to Price. Shot a goal from Watkins. That's going to dip. It doesn't dip quite enough, but a good effort from Watkins. Well watched by Fawkins. But the Bluebirds have started well, Mike.
Yeah, that was good. Some good interplay there. And brave from Seren. But I think the only goal she scored for us was in the cup final against Cardiff Met. She went to replay that in glory. Why not? That wasn't far away.
Mike, you know I'm part of the Seren Watkins fan club.
Oh,
so,
me too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Terrific player.
Watkins will take the goal kick. Flick on, and Met will get to second ball. And Chavez spreads the ball wide. That's a nice ball, and it's not offside. And Priest is in. Watkins will have to get back and cover. Great save by Chamberlain. Priest will get to the second ball. Lays it off to Pinder. Pinder shoots straight into the arms of Chamberlain. Chamberlain deserved that bit of luck from the second shot, because that was an important first save, Mike.
Absolutely. We got away with that then, didn't we? That was a very clear one-on-one. And Ellie Priest is a good player. She normally puts those away, so we'll take that one.
Good low drive, but Chamberlain made the save. And I suppose for Dan Green, it's a different challenge today because she's so used to going forward and maybe not having to defend against such quality players. There, she was perhaps a little too advanced and her channel was open.
Well, look, the style is 3 centre-backs and 2 wing-backs, and that can be a risky formation because it leaves obvious wide spaces, and she was completely unmarked and did really well to get into the space.
Good start.
Thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully Chamberlain was there. Broadhurst loses out on that occasion to Davidson, but Oakley goes to ground to stop that ball forward. I'm sure we're going to see Rhian Oakley in the next Olympics running the 400 metres or something. She looks like one of those athletes who could turn her hand to anything.
It's annoying, isn't it?
It is very annoying. Picked up in the middle of the park by Billingham. Tries to link with Broadhurst again, but That ball into the channel once more for Priest is what Met are looking for. They're looking for a quick release. Dan Green, the advanced left wing back, and maybe Holly Smith a little isolated there at the moment. The Met have come with a game plan. It's to release Priest in the right-hand attacking channel. Watkins plays a nice ball through, but probably a little bit too far for Phoebe Poole on this occasion. The ball will run out. It's been a really good start to this game. Chances at both ends.
Yeah, Phoebe gave up a bit too soon then. She needs to put pressure on that defender. Make it play it. But I think you're right. You can see just looking out there, they've got three up top, and that right side of the three, where Ellie Pearce is, bit of a gap, so Dan has to cover back, and that sort of nullifies her effect going forward. Didn't see that?
No. Well, I suppose the other thing you do is just ask Sarah Watkins to fill that gap a little bit more if you don't want to kind of take away the attacking threat of Dan Green. But this is good to see. Normally we see Cardiff City just mainly having it their own way, but this is going to be a tight cat and mouse encounter today. That's a nice ball through. Bluebirds have a chance. It's onside, and the finish a little weak on that occasion for Poole. I expected her to ripple the net there, such as the clinical nature of Phoebe Poole. Beautiful ball from Billingham, and maybe that should be 1-0.
No maybe about it. Phoebe will be livid. That was even better chance than they had, and you can see her head in her hands. She is really annoyed at that. Let's hope it doesn't dent her confidence, because the good thing is we created a very good chance.
Yeah, the movement was good, the way she peeled off the centre half, who I think was Turner and Billingham. Lovely ball. So chances at both ends. Well, we promised you this could be a good one, and through the first 8 minutes it certainly started that way. Billingham once more brave and wins the ball and feeds it through to Oakley. That's beautiful. Oakley, can she make it 1-0? She can! This time the Bluebirds are clinical. Rhian Oakley with the right foot finish, but again, Mike, the credit has to go to Billingham. She set up 2 chances within a minute, and that time Rhian Oakley dispatched it.
She's got the X factor, Lily. She's that little bit of stardust, and she turns people. She's so low to the ground, changes direction quickly, and it's so difficult to defend again. She didn't hang on to it, saw the gap, put the ball in for Rhea, and once Rhea's the wrong side, you're not going to catch it. Great goal. Really good goal. Great start.
It's a really good finish across the keeper, watching the replay.
Didn't panic, didn't thrash at it, just tucked it inside the far post.
Probably Phoebe Poole feels a whole lot better now. Well cut out by Watkins. The Bluebirds can go again. Poole just slows the game down, which is the right thing to do, because Met got players back behind the ball. Daly tries to drill it to Oakley. That's cut out. Daly won't give up on it, but the Met will recover the ball. Going to stop calling her Daly. Power. I've been told off for that before.
Mr. Power is a big lad, ex-rugby player.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes, absolutely.
So we've got to be nice.
I send my sincere apology.
He's an absolute sweetheart. He's such a fantastic support of Hannah and the team. He's here all the time.
My God, he's not listening to my commentary then.
He might be. he's a top man, Colin. He's been with us for years as well.
Throw into the Bluebirds on the right-hand side. Price gives it back to Power. Power takes a touch, puts it into a dangerous area. Billingham is offside, but again, Cardiff looking to work the ball into the channels. Both teams are, in fact, and it's causing problems. Cardiff, though, have the lead through 10 minutes if you're just joining us. Cardiff City, that is. The Bluebirds 1-0 up against Cardiff Met in this top-of-the-table encounter.
There's the key, just getting the wrong side of those defenders, because I think our pace with our forwards is better than their defenders. So I think if we can get... Phoebe's quick, Phoebe's not slow, obviously we spoke about. Plus the technical ability of Lily. There are chances to be had there.
Met goes short from the free kick and play it nicely, working into Davidson. Davidson goes down the line, but Power is there to step in, reads the game so well. Hannah Power always tends to be in the right place at the right time, which is a gift for a centre-half. You can't necessarily teach it. Oakley puts pressure on and turns that ball over. Now can she find a pass? A little isolated, and Actually, it's a good recovery there by Westhoff. Nice first touch, but Power once more will step in, although deemed a foul on Chavez.
It looked like a 50-50 to me, but...
I did see some tweets a couple of weeks ago. I missed the cup game, was it, when I was down in Swansea? I wish I hadn't missed the cup game. And there was some talk about officiating at this standard. Is that fair? Not fair? What do you think?
Absolute nonsense. It's look, on that particular day.
Oakley's in again. We'll come back to that. Oakley's in again here, and the ball will stay in. Oakley looks to take on her player. Protects the ball well, gives it back to Price. Price with a crossing opportunity. That's going to trouble the goalkeeper because of the flight. Broadhurst is there. Fawkins probably does just enough. It'll go out for a corner kick, but another dangerous ball in by Price. And again, we see using that, exploiting that pace of Oakley. We'll take the corner now. We'll come back to Mike on that officiating point, because it just, my timeline was full of it that Sunday afternoon, so I do want to get Mike's opinion on that. But that was a dangerous cross, which Fawkins did just about enough on to get it away. Good corner, hung up, header at goal. It's well blocked and needed to be. Half-hearted claims a handball, don't think it was. Watkins puts the ball to Broadhurst. Broadhurst heads it into a dangerous area, but it's back to Fawkins. And yeah, Mike, just continuing your point.
Yeah, I think that was the Ponty game, and I think for me it was, they came to disrupt, which is what can happen, and the game was fairly physical. But we're not top of the league just because we're good football. They're tough players out there, and they looked after themselves. There was nothing dirty. Something happened to one player where she'd gone to ground and came off worse. And then there was all sorts of shenanigans on Twitter, and I saw it as well. And it was really annoying and very unfair on the ref, who actually had a good game. But the problem is with social media is that other people then join in.
Yes.
And then what is within the 90 minutes issue becomes a wider issue.
Yeah, that is a fair point, actually. And hate to use the phrase in my day, but in my day you left it on the pitch and then it was done. But social media does change that as Price looks to see this out. It probably doesn't have enough pace to go out, but the deflection now will allow for the goal kick to the Bluebirds. Being told off, Mike, you didn't have that?
I know it.
Piece in the right place.
I do apologise.
They couldn't hear you, Mike, and they want to hear more of you than they want of me, so.
Every cloud.
Ball is back with Fawkins, and now Westhoff tries to play it down the channel. It's cut out by Green. They are just joining us. We're almost through 15 minutes. 1-0 to the Bluebirds. A really good game here at Cardiff International Sports Stadium. Iain Oakley has given the Bluebirds the lead. Top of the table clash against Cardiff Met. Again, another free kick, this time awarded for the Bluebirds. And it's nip and tuck out there, particularly in the midfield battle, Mike. There's no quarter arse and none given there today.
You wouldn't expect any different top of the table clash, would you? It's interesting, isn't it? It's exciting.
It is.
With Seren and Lily in there, and Dan Broadhurst just a little bit further forward. It's very interesting. That's not the best free kick.
No, that'll go straight out for a goal kick. If you're joining us from a Met persuasion and you joined us a little late, clear chance for Ellie Priest that was well saved by Karen Chamberlain, and Robin Pinder couldn't quite turn the rebound home. So there have been chances at both ends. Phoebe Poole also had one, but Cardiff have taken one. The Met haven't as yet, but don't go anywhere, because I don't think that's going to be the end of the scoring, as Watkins turns that ball over and finds Green. Lovely reverse ball, can't quite find Oakley. That was good covering in there by Captain Turner, who clears it away. That will probably go out for a throw-in. It will.
Good player, Steph Turner's been around quite a while. Good stalwart for Met. Led them to many a trophy.
Broadhurst throws a little powerful. She couldn't control it on her knee, and that will allow the Met to have the ball. The other point I want to come to Mike on in a minute, in our next break of play, is the fact that over 4,000 tickets have been sold for Wednesday night, and we'll do a little bit of promotion for that as well, as Price does well to see that out. 4,000 tickets for Wednesday night in Cardiff City Stadium. That's going to be a nice night, isn't it?
It's astonishing. It's absolutely astonishing. And first and foremost, I've got to give enormous credit to the club, and particularly Iain, who's not just head coach, as you know, he's Women and Girls League. He has worked tirelessly to get this thing going, and to have it, it'll be, there may well be 5,000 people there on Wednesday night. Now, put that into some kind of context. It was only recently that Wales women's top gate was 1,500. I know they went to 15,000, but for a club game, and Swansea, fair play, they did a 1,500 gate game against Met at the start of the season. So it's great that the leading clubs are at last taking things seriously.
Howard gives that ball away. We'll come back to that point. Priest can't link with Pinder, although Pinder will chase this down. Walsh will have to be careful. Pinder goes to ground and does well. In fact, fair, good, strong tackle between two competitive players. Walsh deals with it eventually, forces it out, but Robin Pinder, she's not going to give up anything, is she?
Those two have had some battles down the years.
Decent shot at goal, and Chamberlain will see that comfortably into her arms, but Erin Murray, that wasn't a bad attempt, labelling it for the bottom corner. Yeah, I can imagine Walsh and Pinder. I've seen a couple of them in the last year, but I imagine those two have had running battles throughout the year.
Oh, as long as I can remember. And they're both very, very good players. Robin went to Pontypridd last year, and
she did, yes.
I couldn't quite get my head around that, but there we are. She did it, and but she's back this year, and makes a difference. She does make a difference.
Ball is back with Chamberlain, who's had more to do than in other games you might have seen on Cardiff City TV, but she's done it well so far. Really important save in the opening moments when it was still 0-0. Exceptional goalkeeper at this level, Karen Chamberlain.
She's just got better and better. You know, she's amazing. You can hardly get a sentence out of her. I've known her since she was 16, and I've hardly had a proper conversation with her, but she just smiles at you and nods and just gets on with life. One of those people you're glad you've met.
Well, I remember you saying to me last season, I mean this, well, standing here as an overweight 40-year-old, she's not just getting better, she's getting fitter. She's
100%. She's an inspiration. You know, you some people settle where they are, but she's wanted to get better, you know, and she just smiles when you pay her compliments and you say, "You're fantastic, well done." And, thanks, Mike. You know, it's just lovely.
Well, we will give her a compliment for that early save, which has allowed Cardiff City to have this one-goal lead against Cardiff Met. Cardiff Met have just had a decent last 5 minutes, although Oakley, well, if she could have turned that ball through, she would have been in perhaps. She does get the second bounce, the second bite of the cherry. Here's Price. Thinks about switching the game. Puts it into an area. Good control by Poole, taking that out of the air. That's good. Watkins turns it back to Holly Smith. Good control build-up from the Bluebirds. Here's Green. Green has a little bit of room to go into. Faced up by Turner once more. The give and go with Watkins. Turner gets a foot to it. But Green, well, good improvisation there. The ball had taken a bit of a deflection. She thought she could catch the keeper out just wide. But that was nice controlled build-up.
Yeah, good. If she could have got that one sort of more centrally and made the keeper make a save, you never know, then it bounces out. It's always a tricky angle. You're going to struggle to beat a good keeper like Millie Fawkins at the near post. But you never know. It was worth a go. Nice bit of play. Do
you think Noah's telling someone else the Sol Bamba story?
Oh dear.
Noah, of course, one of the coaching staff doing a great job at his age level. Is he in the 16s he does?
19s now.
19s.
Yeah. Doing a good job there as well. They're top of their league.
The setup is very, very good at Cardiff City. Credit to people like Mike, Noah, Iain Darbyshire, Steve Borley for supporting. It really is a club going in the right direction, as is the league as a whole. And if you haven't got your tickets for Wednesday night yet, why don't you get them? Because no senior men's football for a month. And I can promise you, you will be entertained on Wednesday night.
I think it'll be a good game. Although Abergavenny are bottom of the league, they started to show a little bit of form. They gave Swansea a good game in the week, took the lead, It was 3-1 to the Swans in the end, but they gave them a bit of a fright, by all understanding.
There's Pinder, who's really good centre forward, holding the ball up, protecting it. That time she couldn't quite gain ground, and it goes out for a throw into the Bluebirds, but Pinder will provide that platform, allowing midfielders to join. Cardiff's, or the Bluebirds, three-pronged central defence has marshalled her reasonably well in the first 20 minutes. Price with the throw-in. Finds Poole. Poole finds Billingham, who was so instrumental for the Bluebirds' goal. The goal scorer always gets the praise, rightly so, but you have to look at the work Billingham did. Just on cue, well, actually, that was Poole who gave the ball away. Walsh gets back. That was a fair tackle. No foul there. Watkins and Priest, a little worse for wear, but they're both back on their feet. Apologies, that's not Priest, that's Murray for Met. Price turns inside a player, and that's a lovely reverse ball to find Oakley, and Oakley has space and can drive into the box. Decides to keep it wide at the moment, puts an early cross in. Well headed away by Westhoff, but the ball's still in and around the area. Green can't get on the end of it. That was cool defending by Turner. Just wondered there, Mike, whether Oakley could use her pace to drive into the box.
Yeah, there was a big space in front of her. Could have been a lot more of a threat. Sometimes they choose to go that bit early, though, maybe not allow the defence to set, but there we are. It nearly dropped for us anyway. It's encouraging. It's encouraging. As ever, Rian is that threat. If we can get Phoebe a little bit more involved as well, you never know.
Really good game here at Leckwith. 23 minutes gone, 1-0 to the Bluebirds, but chances at both ends, and there's a lot of personal battles going on out there. Really interesting to watch. Here's Power, who wants to spread the game. Has she flighted that right? No, it's well cut out by Turner, who Mike said maybe doesn't have the pace of Dan Green, but her positioning.
Oh, she's a good player, Steph. Good player.
Westhoff as well is started the game well. That ball can't link with Priest, and it'll be out for a throw-in to the Bluebirds on halfway. Good length on that throw from Smith. She'll get the ball back. Plays a nice ball into space, and now Poole can turn and run at the defence. Price is in acres of space, but Poole went for the shot as a striker would. It's charged down. Fionn Price might have a word when this passage of play has ended. But, oh, it's a little bit of a loose ball. Walsh had to make the tackle. She's fouled. She took a little bit of a kick from Pinder. But just a shame there that maybe Poole didn't keep the ball moving to the right-hand side.
Yeah, there was a massive space out wide for Fionn. And she's got great delivery, as we've found out 1,000 times. That's a great ball.
That's a fantastic ball. Can Price keep it in? That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, they've been working with Phoebe about getting her head up a little bit more and not holding on to the ball quite so long and bringing other people into play. And there was a sort of example there where she could have, you know, one touch, two touch, bang, get it away, get it out wide, and we're on the front foot again. It's churlish criticising Phoebe because she's such a good player.
Yeah, and they're playing well as a combination at the moment. Gould and Oakley not giving Met a moment's peace in their back line. The Hells Angels just go past Leckwith, if you can hear that on our microphones.
Oh, gosh.
It's picked up in midfield, and now there is a little bit of space. That's a nice ball, but Priest, just too much curl on it. And it's good sweeper keeping from Chamberlain there. But that's what Met are looking to do. Move that ball quickly to the right-hand channel for Priest to use her pace.
Yeah, they're a counter-attack side. That's what they do very well. But it's good that Kerin, as you said, the sweeper-keeper role there, that's one thing where she's improved no end. Sometimes she was a bit fixed in her penalty area, and centre forwards or strikers were running through onto the balls, and you're thinking, come on, Kerin. But now she's reading it. She's just fitted in body and mind, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, very good to see. Long kick this time by Fawkins, and in the the setting sun, that would have been hard to see. Cardiff, well, the Bluebirds just about deal with it. Hard when you've got two Cardiff teams on the pitch. We'll stick with Met and Bluebirds. Here's Oakley, does well to protect that ball. Power didn't like what she surveyed ahead of her, so turned it backwards, and now Walsh can spread the game to Smith. Smith into midfield to Watkins. Nice controlled build-up play again. Watkins tries the outside of the foot past the green. It's charged down. That's good from Pinder. She's taken Smith off the ball and released Priest. It's a one-on-one against Walsh. Walsh, good angle of running. Great defending from Walsh. She just ate up the ground there and took the ankle away.
Absolutely. Do you know what? I never thought there would be a different outcome to that. Isn't it amazing? She's just one of those people, you know.
But
have I put the commentator's curse
well,
on?
No, but I'm just saying, Priest is knocking at the door, Mike.
Yeah,
she continues to make that run. And
she's only young. She's a good player.
So it might be something that Iain Darbyshire might have to talk about at half-time.
Well, it's the only threat, if we're honest, isn't it? It's that ball down that old-fashioned inside right channel where she's coming from.
I love commentating with you, Mike, because you use terms that I understand and no one else does.
The geriatrics.
Ball forward is cut out, but Smith will get to the bits and pieces, turn it forward to Poole, gets enough on it, does she? No, can't quite link with Green. Westhoff is doing well out there. A nice tandem, Westhoff and Turner on that right-hand side of the defence for Met. And it's a really good game.
Yeah, it is a good game. Little shout out to Llanrumney over there, the girls doing the ball girl duties today. Nice little club. My old stomping ground, Llanrumney, so it's nice to see them here. The players are great with it, the youngsters, you know.
They are.
When they come on, you've seen it, John. At the end of the game, they're all out and they'll have selfies and autographs and all sorts of stuff. And the kids love it.
Here come the Met. There's a wide player on the left-hand side, not used. Allen was the wide player. Priest might get to it. It's cleared out by Walsh. Yeah, I was just trying to think in the nicest possible way to say this about Llanrumney, Mike. Always knew when I was going up there it'd be a tough game. Good team. Might have to put my foot in a little bit because you wouldn't get any favours up there.
The funny thing is, when I actually I played against Llanrumney a few times and got sent off once. and I remember I got in a bit of a tussle with a lad, and one of the other lads looked at me and shook his head and said, "You don't really want to be doing that." And I thought, yeah, stay in your lane, Mike. It was too late then.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Absolutely right.
Corner kick to Met, worked that well down their right-hand side, and that is where the threat is coming from for the visitors.
Of course, Mr. Ball, he's a Llanrumney boy. So
he is, and I wouldn't mess with him either.
No, you're right. I love Llanrumney. Just nothing but happy memories there as a kid. It's brilliant.
Always turned out good teams and good players.
Definitely. You've got to defend this now. We have once or twice looked a bit vulnerable at set pieces, so we've really got to be strong here now. And they've got some good headers of the ball.
Maybe an out-swinging corner drill towards the 6-yard box, and it's well met initially from Walsh. She's having an outstanding game, the captain. Met, though, will recycle second ball. Here's Westhoff, tries to put it into a dangerous area as well. Cut out by Watkins, who just continues to do what Sarah Watkins does, the dirty work, getting in the way of things. There's a foul there. Oakley was adjudged to have pushed the defender she was chasing down. But Met are growing into this game, certainly. Yeah,
this is not going to be a walk in the park, for sure. They've got some good players. Good experience. They've got a couple of younger players who are coming through, and they're quite good as well.
Free kick to the visitors. A chance to put it towards the edge of the box. It's well delivered. Watkins gets first contact. Might spin away for a corner. In fact, it will be a throw-in to Met. But again, Watkins, right place, right time. Met are growing in confidence, though. Westhoff and Oakley go for the ball, and Oakley tries to use the body to turn her player. Westhoff does well. Been impressed by the number 3 for Cardiff Met. Good athlete out there.
You're very rangy. He's got those long limbs.
Nice ball round the corner, looking for the run of Murray. It was Allen who turned the ball round the corner, and this is the best spell from Met so far.
Yeah, it's putting a bit of pressure on.
Throwing into the box, could potentially be offside. It'll be a goal kick. Cardiff dealt with that well. Holly Smith marshalling her player. Half an hour gone here. 1-0
Flown by,
to the Bluebirds. It has flown by. It's a really interesting game. And I think showing the standard this league has become. Great advert for the Women's Welsh Premier League. Walsh gives that to Smith. There was a little bit of juice on that pass, and Smith couldn't control it. It goes out for a throw-in, which Met take quickly. Pinder and Walsh come together once more. The ball comes the Bluebirds' way. Here's Broadhurst. Wants to release Price. Price was a little behind the play, but now gets to it. That was good controlled play by Broadhurst. Price will go down the line looking for that run of Poole, probably a little too ahead of Poole. Intention was good. He maybe needed the number 7 rather than the 14 there, but... Oh,
Usain Bolt. I think you got to... With some of those passes, you've got to do that little bit of backspin.
Yeah.
You know, you get your toe underneath it, and when it hits the deck, it doesn't quite skid on to as the same as that did. Although it's been dry, when I was out there, there's a bit of dew on the ground.
Yeah.
It's that time of year now, isn't it? It's the autumn time, so there's always a little bit of zip in the pitch. And of course, this pitch is just magnificent, as we say every week.
They do a great job here at Cardiff International Sports Stadium. Price will get onto the ball, feeds it inside to Broadhurst, turns it out to Billingham. It was the right idea because Billingham had pulled into space, but the execution of the pass not quite there from Broadhurst.
Yeah, it was overhit pass and somebody on their heels rather than on their toes. Over the years, Met have not really changed their style too much. They play on the counter-attack because they've always had these really good strikers, and so you always kind of know what you're going to get, kind of thing. Knowing and doing something about it are two different things, because they are, you know, they're good.
Beautiful nutmeg from Price, but nice tackle. What's striking to me, and Met are a very good side, as you say. When I saw the games between Met and the Bluebirds last year, I thought Met were more streetwise. They were more savvy.
Yep.
That to me looks like it's changed a little bit.
Yeah, well, we've moved up a bit now. We're not the...
Oakley headers that on goal and needed the tip over. It's a beautiful hanging header from Oakley. All the pace was on the ball from Price, and that's why Oakley just needed to direct it. And in the end, Fawkins needs to make a decent save.
That was a great effort, wasn't it? Surprised me then. I thought he was just going to drop into her hands, but the further it went, maybe she could have caught that. I don't know.
I think she was just a little cautious where her crossbar was. Yeah. Corner kick, which Price takes. First contact, I think, came off a Met player, headed towards her own goal. It goes out for another corner kick. Just as Met had a good 5 to 10 minutes, now the Bluebirds have responded.
Lovely if we could nick another one now.
Price, excellent delivery, as it always is. Walsh gets something on it, but Poole slips before she can get to the ball. Great recovery, though, from Poole. And turns the ball back to Watkins. Watkins plays it into Walsh, who was caught in a little bit of space.
Impeded by the ref.
Impeded by the ref, and the ball will be returned to Cardiff Met. I'm starting to look at Mike because he's the most influential person in the stadium. I'm wondering if someone's going to get us a cup of coffee at half time. I'm joking, Mike. Yeah. I'm joking.
Can ask Noah, can't we?
Bauer heads the ball away, and it's a battle in midfield, which is won by Smith. Billingham battles, tenacious, although Met come away with that ball. That was a good win by Chavez, and Chavez got wrong side of Billingham. Billingham nipped at the heels a little bit, and that's a free kick to Cardiff Met.
I think that was a frustration there, because she lost it initially, didn't she, Lily?
Short free kick, finding the captain.
Well done, Phoebe Poole, closing it down then. Doing
good defensive duty, although Met have worked it once more for a crossing opportunity. No pressure on the ball. Turner puts it into a good area. It's well nicked off by Siobhan Walsh, who, well, the Bluebirds have had the better of the attacking play, but I think Siobhan Walsh, when she's been called upon, has been absolutely impeccable. Oakley turns the ball around the corner. Nice idea looking for Broadhurst, but pass had slightly too much zip on it once more.
Danby is not the quickest. She's her skills in her feet and her brain.
She's a salesperson like me as well, so I steal stuff off LinkedIn. Not related to football at all, but she puts good messages on LinkedIn. I think I might steal that.
I like that. I'm sure she'll appreciate that.
throw in, which bobbles around a little bit. Price tries to force her way through, but it's a good release ball to Pinder. Walsh reads that once more. And just about turns it back to Power. Power into the feet of Billingham, who was strong there with the first touch, and indeed with the block tackle. Power clips the ball down the line. That did have some backspin on it.
That's what she was trying to do. You see, she just didn't quite get enough on it, but it was exactly the right ball, wasn't it? Because I think Rhea Oakley, there was space behind her then. It's a good battle with Pinder and
it is,
Shiv,
isn't it?
Yeah.
That time Pinder found the space, and maybe then on that occasion Allen could have picked the pass. It's nice running by Allen, who got onto the link-up play from Pinder. Maybe in two minds about shooting or crossing. It's run into trouble a little bit, and now Met can turn it over, and they have numbers on the counter-attack. Nice angled pass. This is going to be a crossing opportunity for the right-hand side. Only one person to hit in the box, who was Pinder. Well dealt with by Power. Met starting to become more of an attacking threat in this game, as there's a slip there on the edge of the box, opening up a channel. Watkins does so well, and that's, again, what I like about Watkins' game. She just covers other players when needs to. Broadhurst and Watkins not quite on the same page there, and there's going to be a foul as Watkins goes to ground. Apologises to Broadhurst.
I think we made it difficult for ourselves there. We had the ball, didn't we?
38 minutes gone. Cardiff want to hold this team. Cardiff City want to hold this lead to half-time. Cardiff Met pressing to get the equaliser. Chance now to put the ball in midway inside the Bluebirds' half. Delivery towards the edge of the box. It's knocked on by Turner. Second ball will come the way of Met. Shot on goal. Wasn't a lot of pace on it, otherwise could have troubled Chamberlain, because the angle of the shot was good. Let off for Cardiff City.
A little bit of a warning. Let's not give free kicks away in dangerous areas. But comfortably dealt with.
Chamberlain goes long out of hand. Good header back in field by Davidson. And another foul in the middle of the park. Watkins just got to be careful of that accumulation of fouls. Watkins and Pinder. Watkins pats her on the back. I think Pinder gave her a couple of words. All's fair in love and war.
Yes, I think Seren's on a mission.
It's good to see, but I think the referee has suggested it's a final warning.
Yeah, she's committed a couple of fouls, hasn't she? So I hope she's not getting frustrated, because she doesn't need to be, because she's having an influence on this game.
Allen will take the free kick. As Mike said, this is giving Met an opportunity to put the ball into dangerous areas. The first contact is won by the Bluebirds, but Turner will put the ball back in. It's a dangerous cross. Walsh had to get something on it. Lovely technique on the edge of the box. Not quite enough power on the shot from Chavez, but it was a good touch and hit. Now the Bluebirds can come the other way on the counter-attack. Here's Billingham, needs to pick the right pass. Goes wide, which was the right option. Oakley attacking the box, good covering, defending. It should go out for a corner. No, it's safe from going out for a corner. It'll be a throw-in to the Bluebirds. Good transition. And I think Billingham again picked the right pass there. When I saw her last year, there was talent, but maybe not picking the right option. Whereas this year, I think that's different.
I think the execution might have been a little bit better if it had not caused Rhea to break her stride. If she'd been 5 yards in front of her, so Rhea's running onto it a little bit better. Do you understand?
I do.
And it would have been more of a threat. She sort of had to stop a little bit then. And it allowed, I'm not sure who came back, but if somebody quite quick came back and covered.
Ball is put into the sky by Met. Not a lot of distance. Lovely pass from Watkins. That's beautiful. Picking out Holly Smith. Smith's first touch. Not what it needed to be. And in the end, it will be a goal kick off the ricochet, which is a shame. It was a beautiful ball into space.
Yeah, Holly got a bit excitable then, didn't she? She was at the sharp end.
Nosebleed territory, isn't it?
It was, yeah.
I'll say that with respect. As
I said something about Shiv, didn't I, a couple of weeks ago? I copped it after that.
Did you pick it? She picked you up on that?
Oh, yes.
Here's Oakley once more, does well against Westhoff. Puts it into a dangerous area, but there's no blue shirt there. If someone was on the edge of the box to run onto that, it would have been a good strike at goal opportunity. Here's Power, who's just so cool and composed back there. Takes the ball into midfield, links with Broadhurst. Broadhurst swings the ball into a dangerous area for Billingham to attack. It's well defended. Westhoff doesn't get a lot of distance on the header, though. A couple of Bluebirds players get in the same area. Nice first touch from Green. Shot at goal. Not a bad effort at all, but never truly troubling Fawkins.
That was, again, we had two players went for the same ball there. I think Lily and Phoebe went for it. A little bit shouting louder would help there. But another half chance.
Fawkins takes the goal kick. Broadhurst is in there, but just knocked off balance, so it runs through to Murray. Ball into midfield. Watkins putting pressure again. Green puts the ball forward into an area, but not quite falling for Cardiff City at the moment in the dying moments of this first half. It has been a really...
It's intriguing, isn't it?
Intriguing, yeah. That's the right word for it. It's not goal mouth scrambles at every opportunity, but it's a lot of good football and very tight, very nip and tuck, and we're in for a good second half. Power will watch that out of play for a throw in to the Bluebirds with midway inside their own half. Again, just a reminder, no senior men's football now for a month, but the women's team are in action Wednesday night against Abergavenny. It's a chance here to thread the needle. Green is in. This is a big moment. Dan Green, great save by Fawkins. Green struck it with power. Fawkins, though, stayed up, stayed big, makes a good save, and that's a timely save. The Bluebirds going into half-time 2-0. That would have been a different team talk.
That was a really good save. Really good, it's a critical save, that. 2-0 going in at the break, that would have made a massive difference. Easy to criticise, but I think I might have just tucked it inside the far post. But there we are. I wasn't there, was I? Good save, though. Yeah. Fair play. Millie's, made herself big there, the keeper.
That's it. I'm impressed. She didn't go to ground early. She stayed up, and that was a good save.
She was our keeper. She's a good keeper.
Good corner in there. Here's the second goal, and that's Oakley. And that's a beautiful finish by Oakley. She's coming away from goal. It's a glancing header back at the goal, precise into the bottom corner. Great corner delivery. And after Fawkins makes the save to keep it 1-0, Cardiff don't let their heads go down, the Bluebirds, and Rhian Oakley gets his second goal of the game.
Isn't it amazing? How many times do you see that? You think you're going to score, keeper makes a cracking save, and from the corner, that's a good header. That's
coming away from goal, Mike, that's beautiful.
Yes, using the pace of the ball. Just let it hit her on the head, really, didn't. That was a good goal. What a good time to score as well, just before the half.
Met were becoming more of an attacking threat, but as Mike has been saying, Met a very good counter-attacking side, but at 2-0 down, they might have to commit and open up a little bit more.
Well, they will have aspirations on winning this league. So if you're playing your main rivals, that's Swansea City, us, then you can't sit there. If you're going to lose, you might as well lose by 3 or 4, but rather than just sit there and accept your fate.
Bluebirds now just need to stay tight till half-time. Don't allow...
Yes, that's the key now, is to keep switched on. Concentration. We've gone past the 45. I don't think there've been many injuries, so I think this passage of play should be the last one.
The Bluebirds need to stay switched on, and that's what Iain Darbyshire is saying from his technical area. Oakley and Poole dropping a little deeper. Why not? Extra bodies in there just to see out the half. It's well defended again. Siobhan Walsh, I could see that tackle coming from a distance. She won the ball. She's going to get the foul as well for the initial push on her. And the captain, it's churlish of me to say she's had a good first half, because she always has a good half. But I think she's been such a lead by example player in this first half today.
And that's the only way you stop Shiv. Either that or a high-powered rifle. And she is fantastic. I run out of superlatives with Shiv. We're blessed to have her. She's a real Cardiff City legend, to play for the club as long as she has. To do what she's done in the game, fantastic.
Howard tries to find Broadhurst. It's well cut out. And
great challenge.
It is. Broadhurst knew that Alan was trying to spread the game there into that right-hand attacking channel, went to ground, good tackle from Broadhurst, who maybe hasn't been on the ball quite so much in this first half, but has worked exceptionally hard with Watkins and Billingham to win that midfield battle. There is the half-time whistle. It's an excellent first half of football from both sides, but particularly Cardiff City, who are looking to set down a marker against a team that will challenge them all the way this season. The Bluebirds at the break, leading by 2-0. And Mike, everything from a spectacle we could have hoped for, and from a Bluebirds perspective, everything we could have hoped for.
That's a great half. That's a great, and to bounce back after last weekend, because it was a disappointment. We can't pretend it wasn't. You know, mentally, emotionally, when you walk away and you think we should have won that. But today they've been right at it from the start. The girls, they've closed Met down. Not that they've had no chances, Met. They've had a couple, but I think we've been on it, and I think that's important. Ian, speaking with Ian before the game, and that's what we both agreed, that a lot of these games are in our hands.
Yeah.
If we approach them in the right method.
Well, that was going to be my next question, Mike, as you're watching some replays of the first half, and it was a very good first half. Cardiff City now, and they haven't had to every time this season, but sometimes the only times I've seen them under pressure is when they're their worst enemies and they don't play for 90 minutes. Against a team the quality of Cardiff Met, you just need to repeat that first half performance. It's got to be a 90-minute game.
It has in every game. And look, we haven't won this game yet, and there's a long way to go. But that was a really good first half, and we're 2 up against one of our main rivals. When the Swans came here, we beat them 2-0, and we were on it. You know, you saw how it mattered that day. Do you remember that? You know, like the reaction to Phoebe scoring those goals. You know, these are the things that make us proud to be part of Cardiff City. Make the girls proud to be Cardiff City. You know, that effort, that you never say die spirit, is the second goal going in.
That's such a good header coming away from goal. That's a real centre-forwards finish. That gives the Bluebirds a 2-0 lead at the break. My thanks for joining myself and Mike. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Cardiff Met aren't out of this yet. They're a quality team for a reason. Cardiff City will have to be on their mettle. A fascinating game here at Cardiff International Sports Stadium. At the break, Cardiff City 2, Cardiff Met 0. Very warm welcome back to Cardiff International Sports Stadium and Cardiff City TV. Getting ahead of myself there. We'll go international eventually. John Donovan alongside Mike Thomas.
They can hear us in England, John?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so loud they can hear me even without the microphone.
Well, your legs are very loud today, mate. Coming here in shorts.
Well, it was.
What a man!
I know. It's that.
It's a bit fresh for me to be in a pair of shorts.
You know us gingers, Mike. We're a tough breed.
Northern you Scandinavians. Tough man.
Enough of the frivolity. Let's turn back to the. Not at all. Let's turn back to the action as Cardiff City take on Cardiff Met here in what was a really interesting first half, but crucially for the Bluebirds, a very positive first half, leading at the break by 2-0. This coffee is being delivered as well. We're being looked after today. It's chocolate.
Ruined we are.
We must be 2-0 up if we're getting hot chocolate at half time.
Paul Cox is a man amongst men, it has to be said.
We are back underway. No changes at half time. Cardiff Met will have to perhaps open up a little bit, but they've had their moments, particularly through Ellie Priest in the first half. Cardiff City need to stay switched on and repeat that first 45-minute performance. Run you through both teams momentarily as there have been no changes. For Cardiff City today, line up, I say 1 to 11, squad numbers these days, it's not 1 to 11, but it's Karen Chamberlain, Fionn Price, Hannah Power, Siobhan Walsh, Rhian Oakley, 2-goal scorer, Rhian Oakley, Sarah Watkins, Dan Broadhurst, Dan Green, Phoebe Poole, Holly Smith, and Lily Billingham, who did exceptionally well for the first goal. Throw in to Matt, just run you through their team. Amelia Fawkins, Sophie Davidson, Jess Westhoff, Tia Richardson, Steph Turner, Sophie Hancocks, Emily Allen, Elanio Chavez, Robin Pinder, Erin Murray, and Ellie Priest. As Oakley thinks she's away, but it's a good last-ditch tackle. Oakley has fallen awkwardly on the small of her back, is down momentarily, now back up again. Oakley's pace, well, give anyone nightmares. Chamberlain plays out well, cool under pressure. Looking like Ryan Allsop there. Power plays it forward to the right-hand channel. There's Fionn Price, puts a great ball into Poole. Poole, first touch needs to be good. It is good. It's a good last saving tackle, corner ball. Poole did everything right there. First touch got it out of her feet, but credits where it's due. That's a good covering tackle.
Yeah, good defending there, fair play. I think it was Tia Richardson, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a good player, Tia. But another half chance. Let's hope this half goes the way of the first.
And to your point, Mike, I don't think Phoebe Poole has let that early miss distract her at all. She's been impactful in this game. Corner ball. It's a nice flighted ball, and there is Poole, and on the half volley, trying to side put it into the top corner. It's just over the bar. Good start to the second half from the Bluebirds.
It'll come for Phoebe. She's in the right places. She's trying her best. Sometimes as a striker, patience is undoubtedly the best attribute to have.
Takes the goal kick.
But her strike partner's got a couple, so that'll inspire her as well.
Poole's putting pressure on again and just leaves the shoulder in to knock her marker off balance. She has the ball. Can she get her head up and lay it back to her blue shirts? Tries to spread it right to Price. It's cut out. Phoebe Poole is on a mission at the beginning of this second half.
See how clever that was then by Sarah. She just let the ball drop onto her knee into a play. That's very clever football.
Is Oakley, picks up the ricochet, will drive to the line. The touch is a little heavy. Nice idea, out for a goal kick. But Cardiff haven't, the Bluebirds haven't started on the back foot. They've come out to really, well, maybe take the game by the scruff of the neck and kill it in the early stages of this second half.
That shows how confident Rhian Oakley is, the way that she knocked that there. Okay, she didn't quite make it, but she fancied it, didn't she? You know, you're having it. I love that. If anything, last week the strikers weren't quite as aggressive, and I don't mean dirty or fouling, but you know, running with purpose and that kind of getting their body involved. Lovely ball.
It's great from Poole again, comes short now, spreads the game to the right hand side to Price. Price, we know, can deliver. She tries to feed it through the lines to Broadhurst. Broadhurst shot a goal, and it's in!
Oh,
what a goal that is And it's such a team goal. Phoebe Poole comes short, opens up the whole pitch, gives it to Price. You think Price is going to whip a ball because that's what she does, but she delays, waits for the run of Broadhurst, and what a controlled finish, Mike, from Broadhurst. That's a beautiful team goal.
Doesn't it show you haven't got to break the net when you score a goal? That was no firmer than a pass inside the far, but the keeper can't reach it, the keeper can't reach it. Great goal. Great goal. I'm not sure if they're complaining of an offside, but I missed it.
No, I think the right-hand defender, the right-sided defender, stayed deep. We'll grab a replay of that again in a moment, but I don't think Broadhurst was offside. What I do know is it's 3-0 to Cardiff City, and 3 quality goals the Bluebirds have scored, which they need to be to open up a side the quality of Cardiff Met. But these 3 goals at any level would have impressed. That one may be the pick of the bunch. Such was the way Cardiff played the ball from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, and as Mike said, the composed finish from Broadhurst. We've seen her do that before.
Absolutely right.
Now, what do Met do? They stick or twist? Well, they can't really stick. They need to twist.
Well, you can't leave it as it is, can you? If you're 3-0 down and there's still, you know, most of the half to go, you've got to do something about it. You can't just change it. You can't just leave it as it is. But in doing that, you run the risk of conceding more.
Green drives inside. Billingham wants the ball to run into the channel, but Green has other ideas, finds Poole. Does she no good? Sweeper keeping there from Fawkins, needed to be, because Poole was in, and Poole has started this second half with a bit between her teeth and is key to everything Cardiff City are doing. Really impressed with how the Bluebirds have come out at the start of the second half. Not sitting back, not just trying to manage the game. Iain Darbyshire has sent them out there to go on and win the game emphatically. I
heard a little whisper at half-time that he wasn't that happy about the first half performance.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a man of high standards.
I know, and I think, and everyone else is going, good first half, good first half. And the boss is not.
Well, I don't mind that. I don't mind that if you're setting those standards, because that's what league title winners do, and make no bones about it, Cardiff City, and there's a long way to go.
Absolutely right.
But Cardiff City have their eyes set on that prize this season, and why not? Smith will have to cover in, uses her body well to protect the ball.
Played.
And a lovely release ball as well.
Smith. That was critical then. We don't want to give away a goal here now.
Green, referee's playing advantage, runs through the tackle. Green has got grass to run into, keeps it moving wide, will link up with Poole. Poole has Price behind her, and now overlaps, but Poole goes the other way. Broadhurst is in space and wants it laid back for a shot. Poole didn't quite get the head up, now it does come to Broadhurst. Cardiff recycle the ball well. Who's Watkins, who just keeps everything ticking over. Power puts a ball into an area. Broadhurst, the bounce just beats her. Nice idea. Cardiff once more finding those gaps in those channels. It's really good from the Bluebirds.
Well, we've come out of this half for the second half like we're losing, and got right into them straight away, not allowing them to get on the front foot.
Am I allowed to talk about the title, Mike? Because some teams don't like that. I know there's a long way to go, and I know take every team as it can. But is that the aspiration this year?
Oh,
Surely it has to
be. You will have heard players say we want to win everything, and that is the right attitude. But I've watched so much football over the years, and personally, I don't want to, but it's a free country if you're going to talk about it. I'm not superstitious, other than talking about things that might happen or might not. So
I'll whisper it. Don't worry.
No, look. In all seriousness, we're at the right end of the division, and
I think that's my point. Why not talk about it? Because,
I agree.
Because I'm sure Swansea would, and to a degree Met would. So
I think what you'll find as well is that Iain has said he wants our players to put themselves under, or to put them under pressure of being favourites.
Yeah.
Because we've not been that before.
Yeah.
And now people are talking about Cardiff City as potential champions. So that's a pressure in itself, isn't it?
Beautiful ball from Price to Poole. Poole, good tackle there from Tia Richardson. Needed to be, went to ground. Cardiff are suffocating Met right now.
They're struggling to get out, aren't they?
Watkins just heads it away, breaks up play. As I've said many times before, she's maybe my favourite player. She does the job that I used to do, and no one ever gives you thanks for it, but just get in the way and break up bits and pieces. High foot there, so it will be a free kick against Sarah Watkins.
That takes some doing. She's only little. Oh, Seren is just a class act. She's a, you know, she's one of those players. I think you're absolutely right. She does get credit from us because we tell her how good she is, and she is just, in my opinion, one of the best players in the league. The influence she has.
Controlled defending again. Nice idea from Broadhurst. Just a little overhit from Oakley, who was moving back to her right and was off balance, couldn't chase the ball.
You know what's nice there? I was watching Dan Green. There was a time when Dan would have just put her foot through that and cleared it, but she laid it off. And you know, we're playing out from defensive areas, and it makes for better football, doesn't it?
It does, and credit to Iain Darbyshire, the evolution of the team I've seen just in 12 months of watching. And Mike, what you would have seen, I think Oakley's going to be offside. She is.
Oh, and undoubtedly, you know, we played with a different style, different setup last year. We adapted. Before Christmas, we were beatable and not as strong. After Christmas, I think we had as good a record, if not the best record of anyone there in the league. This is an interesting substitution.
Shannon Evans is coming on.
Yeah, have they taken their left back off?
They
have gone
have
three at the back?
Three at the back and an additional forward player.
Yeah. Well, Shannon, as we know, is a ex-player with Cardiff City, won the FAW Cup with us some years back. She is rapid.
Change that needed to be made from Met, and we've still got a long way to go in this game, over half an hour, 35 minutes in fact, so one goal for the Met changes this game. It's nice from Broadhurst once more, who started the second half very well. Oakley, great body position there to control that. Broadhurst can run in behind, the ball was delayed a little too long, probably offside. Yeah, Broadhurst was making that lung-busting run. Poole just on that occasion held onto it a little too long.
That's what I was saying earlier, that working on it to deliver those balls, you haven't even got to look sometimes, just knock it into space and trust your teammate is going to get there.
Watkins just picks that ball up and can Cardiff going the other way. Poole, maybe a tired first touch. She's played so well at the start of this second half, but just looking at the bench, there's options there. Particularly, I'm looking at, if you look at game management, Mike, someone like Zoe Atkins, I think would be perfect for this game.
Yeah, Zoe can do it. But we've got, if you want to keep the momentum going, there's young Eliza Colley on the bench as well. She's quick.
Shannon Evans, her first chance to make a contribution. Walsh blocks that. She'll feel it for about 3 seconds and then run it off, such as the warrior that is Siobhan Walsh. Knocks the wind out of her. She goes to ground momentarily.
The phrase I use with Siobhan is she has no respect for her own body. So
neither do I, but in a different way, Mike.
But yeah, that's right. But you can bet your bottom dollar she therefore doesn't have any respect for her opponent's bodies either. So not in a dirty way, in a
yes,
a fair way, just hard.
Strong competitor. Holly Smith, nice ball. Is that offside? It is. Broadhurst, though, is just making those runs, and as we saw for the third goal, at one point she's going to be onside and she's going to be in behind.
What I like about this, there's no intent to sit in and allow them to get on the front foot. We're keeping them on the back foot. It's so easy when you're 3-0 up, is just to say, right, okay, well, we'll you know, we're in a great position, you come at us. Well, therein lies problems.
Nice ball from Pinder, who's playing a little deeper now. Just the bounce took it away from Priest.
Who's there again, though? Hannah Power just shepherding that back to Kerry.
Indeed, but it looks like Pinder has gone to right wing back. It is three at the back with attacking wing backs. Pinder is playing as one of those wing backs. Priest and Evans up top for Met. So Oakley brings that out of the air and headers it in field. Watkins is there. Good first touch. Take it away from two players. Ball into the gap. Didn't quite link up with a teammate on that occasion. Phoebe Poole runs it down the line and wins the throw-in. Broadhurst turns it back to Watkins. Watkins gets her head up, gives it to Holly Smith. Holly Smith, cool and composed. Cuts back outside, plays it down the line, just can't link with Dan Green. But, yeah, Iain Darbyshire did send a message at half-time, albeit with the Bluebirds 2-0 up. They've certainly listened and responded, because this has been an exceptional start to the second half. They're not letting a quality team have any foothold in the game at the moment.
No, that's right, and that's exactly the right tactics, isn't it? You know, we're 3 up, but we want to make it 4 rather than 3-1. So we're not going to give you a sniff.
Well, Pinder a little unhappy there.
Just about sums up the frustration for Cardiff Met there. But that's fine.
Yes, I think the referee won't book Pinder, because essentially I think it's the Mets' time she's wasting with that frustration. Good first half from Pinder, but in a different position now, and it's not affecting the game maybe as she wants to. Referee keeps the card in the pocket because it's the Bluebirds who are 3-0 up, so it's not time wasting as such.
It's disappointing from an experienced player. Robin's a good player. She's better than that. She knows she's better than that. What message does it send to these young players in their team who are up against it?
Green, that's lovely footwork from Green. It's well cut out though. Good covering play by Murray. But he'll go out for a corner kick, and you can tell the away side are frustrated.
Body language not good, or is it me?
No, it's reminds me of my wife when I haven't put the bins out. You know, it's that sort of cold shoulder look. You know?
Oh right, okay. Don't want to start a domestic.
I do that well enough all by myself, mate.
I'm sure Mrs. D is a lovely person.
Corner kick by Watkins. That's nice delivery. Hung up to the far post. The bounce just beats Broadhurst. Westhoff. Well, good covering there. Holly Smith didn't want the release ball, so just turns it out for a goal kick to Cardiff Met. But the effort all over the pitch from the Bluebirds is first class right now, as Zoe Atkins is just going through some stretching exercises. Has she been told by her manager, or maybe just giving a little hint to her manager that I'm ready when you need me?
Holly's epitomised today's performance there. She's left side of the 3 at the back. Oh, here's a chance.
He turns this ball over, drives to the byline, will put a cross in, and it's well held, well taken by Fawkins.
I think if she looked up earlier, Phoebe was stood on her own on the edge of the penalty area. No, back to Holly. She made that challenge in the right-hand corner. You know, that says it all, doesn't it? And then sprinted back to her position on the left side of the 3 at the back. And that's what you've got to do in these games.
Met continue to look to play through midfield, which is of course the right way to play, but it's so congested in there. I wonder whether they might try and go back to front a little quicker and just try and turn the Cardiff back 3, who have the Bluebirds back 3. They've been in control all day. I just wonder, start dropping a few balls over the top and try and turn the likes of Siobhan Walsh, Hannah Power and Holly Smith.
They've got to try something different, because you know, at the moment they're not a threat.
Time is ticking away. That's a great read again from Walsh. Finds Broadhurst. Broadhurst can release Dan Green. Green faced up by 2 players. Cuts back inside. There's a channel there to put it into, and she saw the channel. Didn't quite connect with Poole, but Dan Green continues to impress at left wing back. Broadhurst is pushed in the back. That'll be a free kick to Cardiff City, who continue just to pose all the questions despite the fact they're 3-0 up.
Yeah, another frustrating and a pointless free kick to give away there, isn't it? You know, Robin Pinder again. There's no real threat. You're a long way from your goal. The ball is in the air. We all know how dangerous Fionn is from these things.
I know. I'm wondering whether she might even shoot, but it'll no doubt be a cross to the far post. Hung ball. There's blue shirts there. It's a good header away by number 7, Emily Allen there. Needed to make that touch as Poole goes out to recycle the ball. Just slips at the crucial moment, allowing Westhoff to get the ball. But Westhoff under pressure from Poole, only turns it out for a throw-in to Cardiff City.
Phoebe's worked hard, hasn't she? She hasn't had much luck with in front of goal, but she's worked hard for the team.
Yeah,
and I know her. She'll walk off if we've won the game and she's not scored. Her chin will be on her chest and she'll feel disappointed.
Well, she's been a big part of a big team performance. And played a crucial role in that 3rd goal. Ball to the back post. Broadhurst just trying to knock her opponent off balance. Almost did that. Ball comes out to the far, or the near side, my apologies. Met look to play out. Credit to the Met, they're still trying to play the right way. I just wonder whether they need to go a little bit more direct and just start asking questions of the three centre-halves as Pinder tries to beat her player. It's a great recovery, though, by Green.
Two quick players there. Well done, Dan.
Green to Broadhurst into Poole. Poole to Billingham. Billingham, well, the space that was initially there just got a little tight, a little closed. But again, it's really good football from Cardiff City.
It's all happening in their end of the pitch, which is great for us. Some coming on.
Substitution, and it is Zoe Atkins who's coming on. Replacing, couldn't quite see the board there.
Phoebe.
There's Phoebe Poole. So it's a substitution we perhaps suggested. Phoebe Poole, while she shouldn't have a chin on her chest, she should get the warm round of applause she's getting. She hasn't scored, Mike, but in terms of that front two with Rhian Oakley, in terms of the third goal she had, and particularly in the first kind of 15 minutes of the second half, she set the tone.
She's worked hard there. She's worked hard for her teammates. Well done, Phoebe. It isn't always about scoring goals. I know she gets frustrated, but that's what young players do, isn't it?
Kath Walsh, who we discussed last time, I think is a future manager, goes over and has that word with Phoebe Poole.
Yeah.
Gives her the fist bump.
And the key to the changing room.
And the key to the changing room. First use of the showers.
See, as I said, there's always a silver lining.
That's why I used to try and get myself sent off. Hawkins tries to knock the ball over lots of Broadhurst. It was a good idea. Again, just Cardiff City first to every second ball. That's what's frustrating the Met. Although they have the ball here now, we'll look to break. And though, just blue shirts everywhere. There seems to be more blue shirts on the pitch, suffocating the Archers, who we know are quality. They will come again, and I'm sure when the rematch comes at King Coyd, they will be very much up for it. But right now, and there's still time to go, but they're being made to look distinctly second best to Cardiff City.
They look a little bit like they've run out of ideas, don't they? Without being unkind, I think we've stifled anything that they've thrown at us, and it's been so far. It's been a very, very professional performance. But you hate to sort of leave it at that because you never know in football, do you?
You don't, indeed. Smith puts the ball forward. Atkins flicks on. Not a bad actual flick on there, but there was no runner from midfield.
That's what you want then, is somebody to gamble. That's what Zoe will do. She'll be a threat at that end of the field.
Like what Iain Darbyshire has done since Met went to a back three. He's almost asked Rhian Oakley to play on the wide centre half and play a little deeper, and Dan Broadhurst is leading the press.
Yeah.
I think Iain Darbyshire has been, credit to the manager, I think all the decisions he's made this afternoon have been very good, and he's contributed himself to this emphatic performance so far from the Bluebirds.
Right. Absolutely, 100% right.
Well, sure, that was millimetres away from being a perfect ball. Good defending there, and a nice release ball. Can Pinder get to it? She can. Good first touch. There I think the referee was playing advantage for the first challenge from Green, just impeded Pinder in flight a little bit, so brings it back for the free kick.
Dan shrugged the shoulders, didn't know what she'd done then, but there you go. If you're going to give a free kick away, out here will do.
There's Pinder once more. Finds substitute Evans. Evans can't quite turn it round the corner.
The two players slipping, aren't they?
There are, starting, as you said, is a little bit dewy out there, starting to lose some studs in the ground. As Hawkins will have to play sweeper keeper. That's not going to run into the box. Left-footed clearance. Broadhurst picks it up. Oakley will leave that. She would have been offside. Didn't slip as much in our day, Mike, did we? We had studs instead of blades. These silly blades they have these days.
Yeah. And when there's so many rivets on the pitch as well.
Yeah.
You don't fall. This is like a carpet.
Back in the days when chicken tasted like chicken. Pinder. That's a dangerous ball over the top, and that's what I've been wondering whether the Met should do, and it's caused commotion. That should be a penalty. Yeah.
We made that. Just think that's a hopeful punt up the field, really, isn't it?
But I think that's what the Met's got to do. Just turn those three centre-halves a little bit, and Pinder just put it into a dangerous area. Chamberlain came out, as she has done all day, and I think the foul is on Chamberlain, who took the legs away from the substitute. Oh no, it was Murray she took legs away from. So this is a big moment. Met could be right back in this game. Chamberlain on her line. Steps up. Dispatched well. Beautiful goal. Beautiful penalty by Erin Murray. Well, maybe. Game back on. Approaching 70 minutes on the clock. Cardiff Met have a goal back. It's 3-1, and that will give the away side some life.
Looking back on it, I think it was being covered by Fionn Price, but keepers have to come, don't they? If she'd stayed there, she'd have been criticised for staying on the line, but hindsight's a wonderful thing, and it gives them a chance now, doesn't it?
Yeah, just next 5-10 minutes will be crucial for the Bluebirds, because you know the tails of Cardiff Met will now be up. They come back straight away, though, the Bluebirds. Dan Green looking to go to the outside. It's good covering, defending again from Steph Turner. I think Steph Turner's starting position is very good every time. She knows maybe she doesn't have that pace, but right areas.
A little bit of holding on to the ball now would be useful.
Walsh goes to ground, and as a result, it's out of position. There'll need to be decent cover there, and there is initially from Power. The Met, if they could nick another one, it really would be game on. Good covering back from Dan Green.
Just let it run like that. So well done, Dan. Just take a little bit of sting out of it. The tails are up for a minute. Game management now for the last 20 minutes. Just don't allow that kind of thing to happen again. It's a poor goal to give away, isn't it? You know.
It is, but
you were absolutely right, John. It's
just something different for the Met to do.
It looked like the only way they were going to score, wasn't it?
Because they are trying to play football the right way through midfield, but it's so congested, and Broadhurst, Watkins and Billingham doing such a good job in there. I wonder whether you can just bypass that midfield. Anyway, we shall see what the Met do now. Certainly their tails are up. Here's Pinder, good control. Now it's the Bluebirds' turn to, do they continue to press on, or do they stay in? Iain Darbyshire will have to make that decision, communicate to his players. I'm maybe of the mind, if it's not broke, you don't have to fix it. Keep on the front foot, and Cardiff City will have a free kick to allow that.
Yeah, I think the players out there now are doing a good enough job. I think no one is showing signs of tiredness. So let's... oh, somebody's getting booked.
That's it. Robin Pinder, maybe for a little bit of dissent, dare I suggest, and I think she's a very good player. Dare I suggest that's been coming?
Well, there's only so long you can go on criticising decisions.
Holly Smith will be on free kick duty. Drives it towards the far post. There is a covering defender there, and the Met deal with that well, and it's back to goalkeeper Amelia Fawkins.
If we're going to play the ball towards Zoe, somebody needs to then gamble behind that, because that's what she's going to do. She can flick the ball on.
Broadhurst doesn't just rush and turn the ball forward. That's good from Broadhurst. Didn't want to just give the ball away. Chamberlain to Smith. Good game management from Cardiff City, as Mike has been asking for and suggesting. Oakley holds the ball up. Gives it to Green. Green tries to find Oakley again. Oakley had moved outside. The ball went inside. Again, just echoing Mike's comments. Cardiff City just hold on to the ball a little bit more, perhaps. The ball should be protected at all costs. Is that offside? Arms are in the air. It's going to run out for a goal kick anyway.
All of a sudden, there's like a little bit of juice added to the game, isn't there? You see, they scored, and they know there's plenty of time left, and then they score next, and all of a sudden, the jitters set in for our defenders. It's a very, very different game. And the shame is, we looked like the ones we were going to get the next goal. So let's hope we can see it out. We've got enough experience on the park.
Well, I was going to say, Mike, probably this Cardiff City tie this year, and not in terms of personnel, because the personnel are very much still the same, just in terms of mindset, better place to deal with this situation than they might have been previously.
I think so. And the young ones that have come in, the Serens and the Lilies, they're proper footballers. They play for their country. So they're not going to be overawed by it.
Atkins does well, makes that ball hers, sells Broadhurst a little short. Ball into a dangerous area, but is dealt with on the cover by Hannah Power, who, well, you notice Siobhan Walsh because she's such a leader, she's so brave and she throws herself into every tackle. Hannah Power is just so composed. They're such a good, and with Holly Smith in there as well, just they all bring different attributes, the back three, that
definitely
provide such a good foundation for this team.
Holly is young, but she's so strong, and she does have street smarts as well.
Translation for knowing when to put her foot in and when not to.
That was well played.
Good covering by Fionn Price there. She knew that ball was going to be switched to that side, and she got herself in the channel. Chamberlain's kick is a little loose.
Yeah, I think that was when you just put your foot through. You don't need to control it. See, they've got a bit of momentum now, haven't they, all of a sudden? Tails between their legs.
There is belief at Cardiff Met, and that's good pressing by Tia Richardson that will lead to the set piece. Quarter kick for Cardiff Met. We just need the leaders out there, and there are a number of leaders, Siobhan Walsh particularly, just to set the tone now and calm everybody down. Zoe Atkins will play an important role also. And when you've got Rhian Oakley up top, if you have to absorb pressure, there's always that release ball and that counter-attack opportunity. But it's the Met who are starting to dictate more of the game. Well dealt with on the near post, combination of Price and Power. Power so brave, wins that ball. Will she keep it in? She's asking for the free kick. Well, it should be a free kick, Mike. It should be a high-foot free kick.
I think that's what she's got as well.
Oh, well,
that was superb defending. Absolutely, totally committed defending. Putting your head in where it hurts. Well played, Hannah Power. She's copped an unfortunate one by the looks of it, but
needs to receive a little bit of treatment. But it just gives Iain Darbyshire a chance to bring some of his troops in and have a word. So great defending from Hannah Power, and maybe the break or favour the Bluebirds also.
Yeah, have a little bit of a reset now. There's no need for panic. It's just do the things that we were doing and just be a little bit more careful with it. Don't give the ball away so easily.
Mike, you and I have sort of done this for 12 months now, and I've said to you how much I've grown to enjoy watching this level of football, and we've seen a lot of good games, but these games between Cardiff City and Cardiff Met, Cardiff City and Swansea, there's something special about them, isn't there?
Do you know, they're the ones, and no disrespect to anybody else, but they're the ones that even, you know, at my advanced years, they get the butterflies. You can't wait, you know, you want to see, and you want to test yourself against the better teams in the league, you know. And I think where we're at now, we're an obvious sounds like an obvious thing to say, but we are obvious contenders for the league, where maybe up until now we haven't been.
A little bit of commotion in the Met defence. Atkins will chase that down. It'll be a corner ball to Cardiff City.
That was Steph turning in. So you put pressure on it, even good players, and they can make mistakes.
Price in no rush to recover the ball. The little ball girls over there will play one of the balls out to Fionn Price. Doing a great job, the young ladies from Llanrumney.
They are, and they brilliantly wasting time.
I didn't want to say it, Mike. But
it's Llanrumney, street smart.
Street smart.
Absolute little dirt. How old is she? 7, 8, and she knew to hold on to that one.
Corner kick from Price, outswing, a nice delivery. Walsh is just beaten in the air. It will come, well, it would have come to Billingham, but the referee decides there was a foul in there. And it was Shannon Evans, I think, who was just knocked to the floor. A little bit of a nasty one to the back of the head.
There are some pretty solid heads at the back of our defenders there. If it was Holly, Siobhan or Hannah, well, I think it was Hannah, I think it was Holly or Siobhan.
But the physical side of the game's been good today, Mike. It's been there, but it's been fair, both sides. Yeah. And credit to the referee. I think he's also let the game go when he can and stopped anything from igniting, perhaps.
Well, it's always going to be competitive, so
you go.
As we see there, another great tackle from Oakley. Pinder does enough on that occasion to knock Green off balance. Here's Evans, well faced up there by Holly Smith. Similar to Siobhan Walsh, just strong in every tackle she goes into.
Yeah, completely different personality, completely different character. She's an extrovert, she's loud, she's leery, she's so funny. But as a player, she's very much like Siobhan. No quarter arse, no giving, no prisoners.
But you need different personalities, and from what you tell me about each of the players, there's a really nice blend of chemistry in there.
Do you know what? They're great. They're smashing. They're good people as well. You know, like I said, you watch them with the youngsters at the end of the game. They're all happy to do the selfies and the autographs, and see these little kids with big smiles on their face. They're good people, and during the week they work in the foundation and they go to schools and what have you. So I'm very proud of the women's setup at Cardiff City, and the club should be very proud of what we're doing, not just on the field but off the field as well.
Well, as a somewhat of an outsider looking in, Mike, I would completely echo and endorse that. And
You're not an outsider, John. You're the family.
Flicked on by Broadhurst. Atkins tries to chase. Cardiff have done well, and since that little break when, that's perhaps a nasty one from Broadhurst, left her studs in a little bit, and we'll see the yellow card as a result. Just going to say, Mike, since that great defending from Hannah Power and that break, Cardiff City seem to have just got their composure back again and are doing the right things at the moment.
Yeah, the attacking momentum has subsided slightly, but you know, there's still enough time for them to cause us a few problems.
Dugout was in my way there, but I think the booking was actually for Oakley rather than Broadhurst. Oakley left a little bit on.
I thought it was down Broadhurst as well.
Yeah. Ball down the line. Broadhurst does well. Great cover, heads it out. But still 9 minutes remaining of normal time, so any sniff of goal for the Met now, a second strike from the away side will, as Mike said, begin the jitters. Chance to put the ball into the area. Walsh stands firm, gives it to Green. Green's touch is a little loose. Hasn't been a common phrase I've used today, and Pinder tries to thread the needle. Great covering, recovery from Dan Green. It was her perhaps initial loose touch, but she got herself back in a position. And she's been really strong in this second half. And that's okay. Puts the ball into an area, no run that time, but...
See what she was trying to do.
Yeah.
She was trying to play Oakley into it, but obviously the keeper's ball that one.
Dusk starting to fall a little bit at Cardiff International Sports Stadium. We're into the last 8 minutes of normal time. Still a lot can happen in 8 minutes as Atkins gets onto that headed clearance forward. Back to Power. Power with ice running through her veins. One of the coolest players on the pitch. Gives it to Atkins. Price forward for Billingham. Billingham hasn't seen as much of the ball in this second half, but her work rate with Watkins and Broadhurst has still been excellent.
Yeah, it's a nice day, so it's still nice and light. But I think if it was another day, it could be looking for the floodlights, eh?
Pinder does well to protect that ball with her body. Ball forward. Walsh, a lovely little just dink there.
Superb, wasn't it?
Knew exactly what she wanted to do. And now Price. Ball to Watkins. Watkins has found a bit of space. Finds Atkins. Atkins, good first touch back from Watkins. This is good from Cardiff. Just keep possession of the ball. Price tries to spread the game. Turner is there though with a good covering header.
We don't need to force it, do we really? I can see what she was trying to do, but let's just hang on to the ball.
Here's Evans recovered from that head injury, but Holly Smith steps in once more to win a tackle. Now it's to just take a step back, or Broadhurst needs to cover in. Yeah, that's good from Broadhurst. Yeah. She saw that Holly Smith had advanced forward, so just became the third centre half. Yeah, and is staying there for the moment.
Intelligent player there.
Yeah. There's those little things that make a team successful that don't always get seen. Holly Smith is playing as the midfielder at the moment. Broadhurst stays as the centre half. That ball goes forwards. Will be Kerrin Chamberlain's.
Well played, take your time, Kerrin.
Yeah. And I just, yeah, pat on the back for Adran. Holly Smith as well, she stayed forward, she put the press on, and that's great coverage there from Dan Broadhurst, recognising the situation. Really good team play from the Bluebirds all the way round.
And that's a difference in the last couple of years. That's
Ball forward again. Walsh deals with it well. Needed. Take that ball without it bouncing in flight. Green loses her studs, but gets it back to Smith. Smith's clearance is a little rush, but it'll fall the Bluebirds' way. Is Broadhurst, who's had an excellent second half. Both with and without the ball. Holly Smith, that gets charged down. She's going to be first to it. That ball's not going to run out, so she's going to have to clear it. And the Met will have a throw in advanced territory. There will be a substitution, though, I believe. Yes. And coming on for the Bluebirds will be Eliza Colley.
Rhian Oakley, yeah. Rhian's run herself into the ground.
Another good day from Rhian Oakley. 2 more goals. I haven't looked at the stats, but she must be near the top of the goal scorers in this league.
I think she's up there. I think she's got about 5 or 6.
Fantastic summer signing from Swansea City.
Oh, undoubtedly.
She saw the light, Mike. She saw the light.
I think so, yes. We've saved her from the dark side. It's funny, different, yeah. It's different. Different coaches see different things in players, and they played her as a defender. Oh, here we go.
Great ball from Billingham after fantastic defending once more from Walsh. And Carly has a chance to make an immediate impact. Running at her player, inside, outside, gives it to Atkins, who managed to stay on side. Ball was a little behind her, but Cardiff City have eased pressure once more. Broadhurst will lead the press. Worked tirelessly this second half. Dan Broadhurst, and scored a picture-perfect goal as well. Watkins. You know what Sarah Watkins does. I won't keep on about it. Ball forward. It's a nice angled ball. Well, in the end, Dan Green can't get on the end of it. But the Bluebirds, and I don't want to tempt fate, touch wood, are seeing this game out well at the moment. The game management is good.
We got just 4 minutes or so to go normal time. There'll be a little bit of injury time, there always is.
Probably look a bit weird if a 40-year-old went down for a selfie after the game, Mike, wouldn't it? Or...
Well, I can arrange it for you. And no one will know.
Throw into the Bluebirds, just inside the Met half, and the Met did have that impetus after the penalty, but maybe now again just starting to feel this game is going away from them. But can't wait for the next instalment of this local rivalry, because you know the Met will have the bit between their teeth. Carly puts pressure.
And it's not too far away either. Good pressure by Eliza then, just gave the defender nothing. She could go nowhere then. And she didn't foul her, she just held her out.
Give me a heads up when that game is, Mike. I'll bring the coffee, all right? I'll come up to Kincoid as a spectator that day.
You can do.
Well read by Price, who stepped in and took the ball on the bounce. Cardiff defending well. Price is just dropping in, whilst Green is staying aggressive as the left wing back. Price is just holding in, and again, it's good team play. Dan Green can step forward, drives to the edge of the byline. Oh, and puts a ball across that Atkins got something on, and it was an improvised save by Hawkins, but she needed to make that save.
Wow, Dan's been superb today, Dan Green. That was dangerous. That could have gone anywhere then.
Yeah, I do like to try and have that little game with you where I pick out my player of the day, because I know the team do it. There's so many to choose from today. Siobhan Walsh has been excellent. Chamberlain in the first half made great saves. I can't continually give it to Sarah Watkins. Broadhurst has been excellent. And Dan Green, as you say.
It's been a good team performance, hasn't
it?
Which it has to be against the better sides.
The Met come forward again. Pinder faced up by Green. That's been a good battle since Pinder's gone to wing back. Broadhurst, great covering once more.
Read again. Look at that. What do you reckon? Should we go Danby?
She's had an outstanding second half. She was good in the first, but yeah. her contribution with and without the ball in the second half has been absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. You've swayed me. You've swayed me.
Shall we?
Yeah.
We'll no time wasting. No.
yellow card, but perhaps one that Cardiff City and Iain Darbyshire won't mind too much. Greatest throw in the world, but Cardiff City get the fortunate bounce, ricochet off the shoulder, and they'll get a little bit of territory, and they're in no rush to take this. Broadhurst, though, just protecting Dan Green a little bit, say, I'll waste the time on this occasion. As we're into the last minute of regular time. Power, she's another one. Always mention Hannah Power, she's been excellent. Atkins will chase this down, as will Colley, the two substitutes, bringing energy to the press. Nicely played by Fawkins, though, had to deal with a bouncing ball.
But it was good pressure again by our forwards.
Oh, great tackle from Broadhurst. Otherwise, Pinder might have had a little bit of space to be away. Shouts from both sides for the throw-in. It'll go Cardiff City's way, and we approach added time. And I think this shows another side. For the first 55, 60 minutes, Cardiff City were in complete control. Then Cardiff Met put some pressure on, scored that penalty. This shows another side to the game, Mike.
Absolutely. Football intelligence, managing the game, making sure that we don't allow them in.
They are in momentarily, although Watkins provides good cover, and the slightly miss-hit cross by Allen is well claimed by Chamberlain.
That's one of her strongest assets, Kerry. She has great hands. Even as a kid, I don't know if I mentioned it before, when we plucked her from Merthyr, and she, as a kid, she had the cricketer's hands, you know, the way she just puts her hands in the right place. It's proper catching. Oh, well played.
Good. Billingham, who was great with the ball in the first half, exceptional in that midfield without the ball in the second half.
It's been good, hasn't it? Lily had a fantastic first half. Dan was a little bit quieter, but roles have been reversed this half, and that's fantastic.
The balance of the midfield three.
Oh, they're superb.
Excellent.
Yeah. I wouldn't swap those three for anyone in the league.
Cardiff City will continue to top the table. Price feeds it into Atkins. Atkins, little glancing header again, and just takes it into an area that there's no harm, no foul for the Bluebirds. And who's first to the press, the chase? It is Zoe Atkins, who's made a contribution since coming on. Really has been an entire squad game today. And that'll be a throw-in to Cardiff City. We're at the discretion of the referee now. Iain Darbyshire, a few keepy-ups. He's not rushing to get the ball back to his...
Can he get booked?
I was just impressed by the keepy-ups. Turn around the corner there by Billingham. Nice idea. Colley will chase it down. It'll be a goal kick to Met.
That's fine.
This will be a big statement win for Cardiff City.
You read my mind then, John. You read my mind. That's exactly what I was about to say. You know, it's a 5-point gap at the top if it stays this way, and it should do.
Possibly the last foray forward for Cardiff Met. Watkins.
And we're still hunting them down.
That 3-day-a-week training now, Mike, from the two, you can just I can see from the naked eye how much of a difference it's made.
It's bound to, isn't it? You know, it's they work so hard. Anything they get, they deserve, because they train hard, they work hard for each other on the pitch. Be a great dressing room to be in.
Walsh, lovely ball with the outside of the foot. Colley just a little on her heels, perhaps, but
it's just too far ahead of her, wasn't it?
Right to the 91st, 92nd minute. The Bluebirds strong in the tackle, good positionally sound, and then we've got a chance to play the football. It's been excellent. It's been probably the most complete performance I've seen in my 12 months of watching this team, and I include the two Swansea victories in that, although there is an opportunity for Met here at the death. Murray, who got the goal from the penalty spot, forced out wide well by Price, who has been very sound defensively today, Fionn Price. And that should be a goal kick. Is a goal kick. Excellent from Fionn Price. There is the full-time whistle. Well, it is a statement win. Final score here at Cardiff International Sports Stadium. Cardiff City 3, Cardiff Met 1. Mike. Excellent day for the Bluebirds. It takes two to tango, though. Cardiff Met came here, a game of great quality. We look forward to the rematch. But right from the outset, Cardiff City, well, it just felt like they were sending a message today.
Absolutely right. We were on it from the first whistle. In all honesty, they only looked like one winner today. They did have their little spell when they got that goal. We'll be disappointed about the goal, but overall, very, I think the word you used earlier was professional. And I can see Ian and Scott, they were just embracing each other. They know how important that is. Cardiff Met won't be happy about that at all. There's a bigger gap. Swansea won't be happy that we've increased our lead as well. So it's really exciting times and a very good performance from us.
See some replays of second half action, and Mike, you used the phrase there, exciting times. You know, coming down here. All right, okay, the men's side perhaps are not in the greatest league position at the moment. Any chance you get to see a Cardiff City side near the top of the table, or indeed top of the table, it's just a feel-good factor, isn't it?
That's what it's all about. Look, at the end of the day, it's about winning football matches, isn't it? That's what these people are here to do. You know, is for us, we've been entertained. The girls played well. The girls can look at themselves in the mirror today and say, "Do you know what? I put a shift in today." Yeah. And look at the scoreboard. It says 3 to us, 1 to them. You know, and it lifts. You'd love more people at Cardiff City to sort of just look at the female side of it and say, hang on a sec, what are they doing? You know, they're beating all comers at the moment, and you know, we've beaten our two main rivals now. We've still got to play them both 3 times probably by the end of the season, but they're not going to be looking forward to Cardiff City visiting them, are they? Because they know they're going to be in for a heck of a game. So it is. You're absolutely right, John. It's a feel-good time for the women's side of things. You know, look, with the men, they'll get a break. Hopefully they can reset and come out firing after the break. But we're all one, you know. City as one is the hashtag. You know,
absolutely.
You know, we have to hang on to that, and we have to believe that. So I'm on my soapbox again.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
You're so happy for the way things.
You're a man after my own heart. One more plug, Mike, before we finish. Of course, great victory today, and this isn't the only action for Cardiff City women this week. Remind us what's coming up on Wednesday night.
Wednesday night we've got a home game actually at the Cardiff City Stadium, as the girls get a well-deserved round of applause as they lead against Abergavenny in the league. Now we've managed to sell in the region of 4,500 to 5,000 tickets already for that game. Please come along, bring your kids. It's going to be a very special occasion. It's a record-breaking crowd for women's domestic football in Wales, and it's historic. So it'd be lovely to have people come along and show their support for the girls. It's also a little bit of a plug for, we've had requests for a few hundred tickets. What's happened is some small businesses have bought like 100 tickets for a school or something like that, and there's I think about 300 allocation left outstanding there, that if somebody, of the goodness of their heart, decided they want to help women and girls football, they can pay for 100 for the local school.
Fantastic. Well, if you are listening in, please do that. You won't be disappointed. If you're just thinking about coming down, hopefully this result has convinced you. It's been fantastic. My thanks to Mike, as always, for his company. Always have a good time, Mike, so thank you as ever. And it always feels a little bit better when your side wins, doesn't it? Cardiff Met, of course, will come again. They're a quality outfit. We look forward to the rematch. But today belongs to Cardiff City. The final score here at Cardiff International Sports Stadium, Cardiff City 3, Cardiff Met 1.